right?
Yeah.
So
10 points. 10 points okay. Sorry.
no. 10 points.
Yeah.
All right.
10 points for. Yeah. All
Let's
right.
go into the asset tracking. So what we'll be doing basically in a nutshell is we'll be picking up where we left off, even if you haven't seen the past stream before where we talked about basic geofencing. We'll focus a little bit more on object tracking, so specifically on object movement, because the last time we spent a good amount of time just setting up the geofence and going through the mechanics of it. So we want to sort of
Yeah.
streamline that and talk a little bit more about routes and everything that you can use with an object moving in and out of a geofence or moving to multiple geofences. So it's a little bit of assuming some prior knowledge, but we'll also go through what it is we did, and you can also go back and watch that episode on our YouTube channel too, which is a new YouTube channel for us, Jose, yeah?
Yes, yes. We have created all these videos for helping developers to get used to the TomTom Maps APIs, all the new stuff happening, cool stuff happening as well, and of course our dev results are there.
Yeah, all the devisodes are there, and I really love all the hints and tips as well. So those are basically they're 1-minute videos, right? Which basically show you, I feel like they answer a lot of questions that we have about using the APIs. So those are good for troubleshooting too. But
Indeed.
yeah.
And today, last time, what we did last time is a simple Geofences report, I remember. So we were having on the map on Roswell.
Yeah.
We already pre-created using the Geofences Creator, to have a specific fence that surrounded the municipality of Roswell.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then we will have a little icon with an alien, and we just every time we click the map, we updated the location, and then we can get a report to see if the alien was inside or outside.
Yes, so that way we could essentially track the alien through the notifications of the geofencing, so we could actually place the aliens in or out of Roswell, which was quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, we were using the location history APIs.
Yeah.
Which is part of the tracking family that we have.
Yeah.
We have the Geofencing API, Location History API, and Notifications API.
Yeah, and so that's sort of the recap part today of the Location History APIs. That's how we utilized it in order to see where Alien was going.
Yeah, and today we're going to do a little bit the extra, but last time we did not work, or we did not have time to finish with the notification.
We didn't have a lot of time because we did a lot of explaining the geofence setup in general. So, this is definitely like a part 2 to the part 1. Setting up the geofence in itself was definitely its own animal, and it took quite a long time, I think longer than we anticipated on the stream. So we wanted to do a whole second part to really just focus on the tracking part. Jose's remembering with trauma.
and even today, I don't think we're gonna end up going all over the notification API, because it's a very long topic. That's why we have a specific episode. I think it's 1 month and a half, 4 weeks from now.
Yeah, it's a little while away. But we'll just talk about the notifications API and other use cases and how you can use it, because we'll see it today and we'll see the notifications live while we're streaming. Very basic. Yeah, but that way we even split it up even further, so that way we can try and focus as best we can on objects.
So
quick recap though. So I wanted to do a little bit of a quick recap, on the slides from, these are actually the same from, this one is the same from our Debisode 4, which goes over just some basic language of geofencing on what a configuration is, what a project is, what a fence is, and what a geofencing report really is. So if you're really new to geofencing as a concept and you're new to the APIs, this is what's used to describe it, especially if you look in the documentation. This is sort of like a quick summary of the type of language we'll be talking about on the stream, because I definitely dislike gatekeeping when it comes to terms and different things, especially if you're a new person or new to coding. So this explains a little bit, configuration being a series of projects with their attributes and the admin key, a project, a fence, which is, the fence that you see when we're actually laying out the geofence and that you'll see on today's stream, what they look like, and we'll keep pointing them out. And the JSON document that has the specific information, the geofencing report, and then how you add a fence to a project is sort of I won't go through it completely, but that's the quick summary that we did in the last Debisode of how you really just add a fence to a project.
I remember we still have our Postman collection for this. So yes, let me just double check here the map. Yeah, I think you can.
The last
see
time we created, and Jose will show it in a second, and maybe we can even link it in the chat. Can we link it in the chat yet? If not, we'll definitely post it after. But we
I have to post it. I don't know how to share it though.
Yeah.
I think we can export it somehow.
Yeah, but we do have a Postman collection that you can always use after the stream to sort of help you with a lot of the topics that we've covered both on this episode and the last one.
Let us know if you're interested in the Postman collection that you're going to see here. We can actually provide it you for a downloadable and from the chat perhaps, or
yeah, no, we can.
I don't know how to.
I think we can link it. We can probably put it up on a bit.ly, and we can link it in the about section. But if you want
Excellent,
to,
yeah.
And we can also, so we'll keep it on here. So if you're looking out for that, and we'll mention it throughout the stream in case more people come. But check back on our about section, and we'll add a section that'll link over to the Postman collection, because that way you can download it and use it, and you don't have to worry so much about knowing these offhand. And we'll have a lot of the topics there, so you can just go ahead and test them and start building.
The Postman, just quickly to mention here is that it helped me at least to create to make all the codes in advance before actually start coding.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning you don't want to start the project or create the initial fence or create the component groups that you need into Geofencing or location history API by coding it. You just created a location, maybe your backend already do that in advance before you actually apply your front end application needs it. So we have to replicate that. That's why we use the Postman collection. It's very easy to use passing parameters.
Makes it a lot easier. And then let's see. Oh, also quick recap is that something that really helps is the Geofences Creator, which is something we used last time that you can actually download from GitHub. So if this is something that you want to look into as well, go ahead and check out the Geofences Creator. I think we'll be using like a lot of circular geofences this time, but this will also like walk you through how to use.
And we're not going to use it anymore in this today because you have a picture already.
Yeah, no.
That we used last time.
Yeah.
Yes, this is when they are fixed, when the fences are already predefined.
Yeah.
It's the best.
And I think last time what we did is we actually just fit the fence to the city limits, which is something that's a little bit of like extra, like it's not so much a beginner step, but that's how we actually created that custom geofence, sort of a custom polygon. We drew the lines basically according to each city limit line. So we took all the points from the city limits, and that's how we drew the geofence.
But you can do it with the creator. You can do a search a city, for example, and it will create the fence for you.
Yeah, so that makes it a lot easier. So you can recreate the Roswell episode if you really want to, with the alien icon optional, and track some aliens if you really want to. But today, we're gonna take a minor break from the aliens, and we're going to do some asset tracking focused on delivery. And Jose actually has a really good use case for today that he can explain about. Because we'll be putting our map over in Vancouver too.
Yeah, this is not about trucks, or this time it's not about cars.
The last time we did the James Bond car carrier, so we thought about doing another car carrier episode, but this time we changed it.
Yeah, we're going to deliver food.
We're going to deliver food.
Yeah, for a friend that has a restaurant in Vancouver. So I'll tell the story later. Yeah.
I'll swap the screen over to you, Jose.
Hey.
Yeah, and then that way we can get started on. We're going to start with the route building first, right? Or we're going to start with something else.
Let's see what we have. I still have the code here, so let's see what we have on last time. I cannot see. Did you switch already?
No, I'll wait till you have the code up too.
No.
All right.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
I should be opening people. This is our developer portal. Yes. Okay. Last time. Okay, we are in Vancouver, and I have a very nice use case. I used to live in Toronto, but I have a friend in Vancouver, and he for Corona he had to be resourceful because our restaurant had closing, and he started opening his own restaurant to deliveries. So I said, okay, maybe we should create a use case for you, and maybe you can actually do something cool. Like, for example, he has these cars, and he can only carry up to it was 4 or 5 packages of food in a small car. It's an electric, it's small, but that's irrelevant now. And it's around Vancouver. So he sent me a couple of routes that already people on the application online, they send the locations, yeah. And I have the routes here. He gave me the routes, and we are going to do something very nice for him, which is okay. Let me start the sketch here. So in the map, he's gonna send me like several locations, like so, for example, and then we're gonna draw the route, which is already very easy. We've done that millions of times already. But what we're going to do is very, very nice is we're going to create a fence dynamically at each waypoint, like so. And then what we're going to do is, since we still have the code from the alien,
the alien code
from the alien. So every time we click, we are simulating that the alien is moving. So we're going to simulate a little car that is moving around the map, and whenever it goes inside the fence that we just created, we're going to send a notification. In real time.
Yeah, I mean, because basically with this, we're replacing the alien that we were tracking, because we would send sort of the real updates from the location, or basically turning into something you'd actually use in real life. So taking the delivery car, and when it's basically in like a soon to arrive area is when we send the notification.
Wait, I can try to write this. I don't know if it works. We're going to do our 200 meters.
200 meters radius. Is the radius.
Radius.
That's partially my fault. I recommended Sketch.io. No, it's hard to write.
So difficult. I just noticed that there is a text tool here that I completely ignoring.
Well, so it's 200-meter radius for anybody who doesn't know. But I think it looks like 200. It's much better than I would write.
Yeah. So around 200 meters, he told me it's around 3 minutes to get there.
Okay, yeah.
So that means in 3 minutes notification, he can actually see or notify to the backend that inform the whoever ordered the delivery that it will be there in approximately 3 minutes. So you're gonna get ready, go downstairs or whatever. Yeah. Let me see. So originally, okay, we have the map of Vancouver here. Yeah. Oh, hello. So based on our Roswell, we still have a Roswell code running here in the background.
Roswell code, it's a legacy.
Yeah, it's a legacy thing. So every time you click, it's like we are actually updating the location of this object. Yeah. So let's see, like here it's moving here. Of course, we're gonna go actually really soon here, because it's like
it's a subtle flex on the 3D building view, which I really like as well.
Subtle, very subtle.
Very subtle.
You have not. These are not the buildings you're looking for. So, and I remember that we have the traces. Oh God, this is yeah, legacy.
Yeah.
And we have the legacies, and we have the history.
And those are the new ones.
Okay, hold on. This is way to come. This is not correct. Let's clean it up a little bit. Let's go to our Postman collection and let's delete all the history.
Yeah, so that's the history maybe from earlier today, where we can see plotting the routes, and then we can clear it basically.
Yeah, there is an API call called delete the location and all the location history. We have to only pass the admin key, and we have to in parameters we pass the admin key and say please delete everything. Okay, so return is processing right now. Will take a couple of seconds because I think it was lying. And voila, there is no history. So this is
it's all fresh.
It's all fresh. So we can go back to our map and our little car, a delivery auto, and he's moving around the 20th Avenue, and then we'll turn here on Manitoba Road. And let's see the history. There it is.
So there we can see. And also, I bet the console would probably output, even if we don't show it, it would probably show all the registrations of those specific coordinates, correct?
Correct, yeah. Yes. And the nicer thing is, of course, if for each one, the backend is actually reverse geocoding the location to get the real addresses, especially for the waypoints.
So we'll have an address point, so we won't just see
we will not do that.
Yeah.
We will not do that because he already sent me the curated route, and I have it from somewhere. So that's what we're going to add today.
So basically here we're talking about two things. We're talking about registering the location from our previous episode with Roswell and taking each time that we're plotting the car along a route or along a street or anything, we get those points back. And then also we can, if we want to, we could reverse geocode them so that even though they're default lat long points, we could actually find the address that's correlating and actually see what address it's at every point that we registered.
Yeah. Okay. So to start, let's add a button to create the route. Let's go to the code. Where are my index file? Oh, by the way, yes. In the code I have already in a file I added the routes.
Yeah.
I have 2 routes that he sent me, exactly with lat and long location. So we're gonna use that later. So let me see.
I love how these are actual real points though, because that's the fun part, is because this is a real use case for somebody.
Yeah, I think these were the original traces that people sent, so probably they're not map matched already.
Right.
So automatically the routing API will map match it and create the route accordingly.
Yeah, that's.
We will see. I just run one of them today. I have to see how it looks the other one. So let me see. What do you call this? We're gonna add a route. And I think that's it, a button for now.
Yeah, so just creating a simple button to add the route onto the screen.
And we're gonna, we need that much, then we need that function, right, somewhere. So we have here.
And that's the same API key as well that we always use on the stream, so that we're not exposing the API key. But
we haven't changed anything.
Yep, so it's still the same API key. If you ever see it or if you ever want us to paste it, we can always paste it in the chat if you want to be working with us real time too.
Yeah. So from last time, I think I have a piece of the code added from the previous one, because we had the route last time. Well, let me see. I have the code still route. I'm going to create a function and then we see how it goes. Let's put the options. The options. I'm going to add here a name for the layer for the route. Let's put a name, current route, let's say. And options. You see, I did tabs. Yeah, tap.
This is something I roasted Jose on Twitter for, is that using spaces to have tabs, but today we see a rare moment of Jose using tabs.
Yeah. So the routes that we have, let's use one of these routes. It's called route 1. I call it route 1. Let's use that one, route 1. As you can see, it's an array of lat and long positions.
Yeah, so we're just pulling that array
to add it to create the route. Yeah. Okay, and I think I have that option here in display route to create the route. We have the options. We have a name afterwards, and this is from before. We already have it from before, so we have a red color. We have the TT service calculate route. We already included. We get the response. Then we convert it to GeoJSON, and then we just draw on the console. I don't need to draw now. I know it's supposed to work immediately. Mm-hmm. So let's see how it looks like.
And there are a lot of moving pieces here. So we also spent a lot of previous episodes talking about routing and how we draw the routes and different components that go into them. So also, if you want to check out more about routing and actually what goes into the routing API, we've done a ton on that too. If there are any questions, because now we're really just focusing on objects in this episode, but there's a lot to discuss.
Correct. Let me see if I reload this. It says here add a road, and if I click on it, it's supposed to execute add a road, and it's not doing anything. Our trusty console is telling us
what does our console say?
There is a validation error. Locations is a required field, and of course, it says obviously something is a drift. Something is not correct. Let me see. Double click on it. Mm-hmm. Location. Okay. First, I think let me see if you can see it. It's a typo. As usual.
So typos will always.
Locations. It's plural. It's an array. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this again.
But this is real life with real errors, so that's okay.
I don't want errors. I don't like errors.
No, we don't like errors. They're very scary. And
okay,
now we have a route.
Yeah, this is the route. He starts in here, his house, and he said, I think so, or is this one? No, this is pedestrian, so it's in a park.
Oh, so he lives at so a park. I mean that.
Actually, I don't know.
We don't know.
It looks like a park.
Those look like walking paths. Are those walking
paths?
It's
a pedestrian area. Right?
Oh, okay.
So someone was there ordering. This is all right. I will trust him. Okay, but you know what was missing here? I don't know. I don't have the waypoints.
Yeah, we don't have waypoints, so we don't know the stops. Correct.
I'm gonna find a way. I want to draw the waypoints. So
because the waypoints are basically the restaurants in this case, right?
No, not the restaurant. He has the route stop at his restaurant.
Right.
And the waypoints are the delivery.
Yeah. So each
you
delivery.
have to deliver.
Yeah.
Each delivery.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let me see if I have it in display route. I have a method called to draw the dots or something. Oh yeah, I have here. Display the dots, and you have to pass a dot, and you already have to create the markers. I hope it will work. Okay, so you create the route, and I think we call it display dots. I think it's dots. What's dots? I think.
Display dots.
Yeah, and then we pass the same route one, which is an array of dots, and actually it's called display dots. What does it do? Okay, it does. Okay, I have a for loops for all the locations, and from each one going to create a dot marker.
Yeah.
That we did another one, and then we're gonna to store the marker because we need them to remove them later on probably. So the dot marker should be here. It is the dot marker. I copied that from last time from the other. What it does is okay, you know the marker. Creating the marker is very easy. We just have to update what is in the data that's going to be displayed. Is a div element. I'm going to add a dot with a .png. Let me see if I have the .png here. Yeah, a red color, a red dot.
Basically
like that.
A very large dot.
A very large. It's a small one. I think it's 20 by 20.
Well,
yeah.
I guess on the large not large dot.
Oh, it doesn't matter because the dot marker class name, which is you can set in the style, it's I think having on the style, it's a dot marker here. It's a 20 by 20 as well. Yeah, 20 by 20. So that should, let me just double click. You create the marker, and the marker, of course, is being added automatically in the map. It's as a layer. Yeah, it says here create the marker. And the position, which is the position of the object, and to the map. So let's see. That was already, this is to accelerate the coding because we already did this.
Yeah. And so this should be how we mark each delivery stop then.
Yeah. Okay.
And now we see them.
Yeah. Now we can see them. Very nice. Now we can see them.
So now we see basically the correct route from A through Z.
So we can start, like, say, this guy is...
Can he drive on the walking path? I'm wondering. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, so right now...
Well, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We are doing it. Well, kinda. Oh, let's see the history. How does it look like? Oh, yeah, there it is. So this is the old double clicks that did here, and then starting here.
We see the movement from the original point, down the street. So it's actually very nice. So you can actually see, you could build a route to from these points, and you can see each address as well on the way.
Right. Okay, so I have to have a confession to make. Last time we used the location history API. Let me just open it up here.
In the Roswell episode, right?
Correct. Location history API, it has a object service. We created the object there, and whenever we were clicking, we were sending the position using the position history, send position API. But today I found out that since between the geofencing API and the location history API, we are sharing the same object.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that if we were sending position here in the location history, it will be replicated in geofencing.
I see what you mean.
It's actually the other way around. So geofencing API is the one that contains all these transition, checking the fences, getting the reports of objects, and it actually informs as well the location history. So what we have to do, what I had to do is to, instead of sending the position when I click, using the location history API, we choose the geofencing, and you will see that in the geofencing API, also we have an object service,
so that makes sense.
which is actually the same object, but we can also send the what's the position? I think it's the what's in the sender transition services, get versus transition, alert services. I'm looking for the API to send it annotation. Occasion from geofencing API.
So then, for somebody just coming in and learning the Geofences API versus location history, what's the advantage then for what we're doing today and using the Geofencing API to send the location? Like, does it make it easier? Do you think?
Well, the API is quite almost in my opinion is similar. Mm-hmm. It's similar, but the advantage of using, of course, the Geofences API, the Geofencing API, is that you have access to more granularity for the actions that you want to perform. For example, you can get access to the transitions between fences when objects transition between fences, go inside the fence, go outside the fence. They call it dwelling. Around the area. That thing is not available in the location history API.
So in terms of the transitions, so transition specifically is what's helpful about geofencing, right?
Correct. Yeah. And well, in this case, we want to see what one object is getting in, and to create to notify our backend, hey, something's coming, right?
Right, because here we're having the use cases sort of to expect a delivery, right? So this makes sense because we were really focusing in some ways on the transitions then.
Yes. Yeah. This is So when we in the Geofencing API last time we get a request, we wanted to get me a request, and I think you can use instead of HTTP get, you can use post, and when you say post, it will be sending. Updating. You say use this post version. We did the transition before a customer can send the post. We have to give consent. Of course, we have to give consent. Last time we also have an issue because we have to give consent to store locations.
Right. Yeah, that's part of the storing the locations and privacy is being able to. You have to actually consent to the storing of the historical points.
And with the Geofencing API, we have another key, which is the permission from the user to store the transitions as
right.
Well.
Yeah.
Not only want to store where it's been, also the transition. You can turn in and out of fences.
So that makes sense because in terms of moving in and out of a given area that you indicate could be sensitive information, right? Depending on what it is maybe you're transporting or who it is that you are. So that way we have permission for the transitions as well with geofencing.
So in our Postman collection, we have a API key called syscall authentication to store locations that call the authorization, request authorization to store. And we have already updated it to have for the geofencing API. And we have to send the admin key.
And this is something we have to do in Postman as well. So when you go into Postman and you start using it, it's something you have to indicate the permission of, which is something we talked about last time, I think, is that, and we think we had an error or something that we created to show specifically that you have to add the permission, right? Because it's very easy to run into. Yeah.
It will kick you out like a 403 error.
Exactly.
Right away.
Yeah.
So in this case, you have to add consent for. I don't know if you can read that.
Let's see.
Consent for storing transition history have to be set to true, and then you set it, come back, and with that you have already complied with the privacy regulations of GDPR, for example, which is very important. So that's that we did that in advance. That's how we have this already clear.
You could say that's streamlining the stream.
Correct.
It's a terrible joke.
And streamlining the stream. So, well, let me see. This is the original one. We got this history position. You will use in the history. Now we're going to use in geofencing to do the report endpoint. But instead of getting a get, to get the report, we're going to do a post. And that's what we're doing right now, to get the post. And we pass in as a parameters, we pass the location, the object ID, the admin key, and it will be stored in the Geofencing API and in the location history API as well. So, because it's the same object.
So we can work with both if we wanted to.
So that's what I wanted to tell you. That is a little change that we have to do for this sample. Now, where were we? So we have
the waypoints and we have the routes.
We have the waypoints, but now we have to, for each waypoint, I want to try to create a fence.
That's the fence. Yep. So when we drive up and we pass that, the border of that fence, basically maybe the fleet owner, so to speak, will actually get the alert that the car is approaching.
Yes. Let me see. How come okay, we can basically see here. Let me see. We can create the fences, sorry, for each waypoint. That means we can do it when we create the route as well.
That's true.
So there will be a fence here, a fence here, a fence here, and here, and here, and here. About that. So if we go to Postman, let's see. We have a list of fences. We already have this API, this call from before, and yeah, we already have created some fences. I'm going to delete those fences somehow
and create new fences.
Yeah, we're going to create the fences. This is all this. So, oh wait, these are 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, okay. This is the ID of the fence. Let me see if I can delete a fence here. Oh, there it is. Delete fence.
So we do have delete fence in the collection then.
In the collection, so I'm gonna copy paste the delete that fence here, and send it, and set okay, 200 okay. I assume it's deleted. Let's go to the list of the fences, and to see that. Let's go another one. It should be automated. We can do this in code better. I think it will be much better. So to delete fence, you have an endpoint called the fence, and you can see the HTTP delete. Correct. Then next one. Let's see if we can go faster.
So basically, we're just automating deleting each individual fence that's shown.
Automating by my hand.
Yeah, automating by hand.
This is the way I wanted to do it, because I created fences before, and I think we have to start clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you know how else can we do this, huh? With the Geofences Creator.
That's true. So checking out the Geofences Creator.
We should have used the Geofences Creator, even easier. But now we're here, and I'm about to finish, so it's done. I don't know how many fences we had, but I think not
we had
that
5.
many.
So I think we should be.
No.
I think we
There's
should
only
be
one. There's only one now.
Okay, yeah.
There's one. So we're gonna be okay. We are going to be okay.
And so, by the way, if you're not sure what we're doing, we're basically just using delete fences to just delete each fence by ID.
By ID,
yeah.
Correct. And there is an endpoint called fences. You pass the fence ID, and then HQ delete is then it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're sure that there are no fences created.
And we're starting from scratch with the fences, but we have the route and we have the waypoints, which is what we want to fence around.
Yes. Let me see. Go back to the code. I wonder if I just can add it here.
Oh, you just want to add the fences?
Yeah, I'm going to add the fences from the route.
Okay.
So from the array. So let me see. Let's call it display fences from root, and then we're going to a function. We're gonna put it we'll pass a root. Let's see. And then what we're going to do is to Yes, we're going to add a name for each fence, of course. We're going to call it, you see, I just remember that I put the name area 1, area 2, it's a count. So, yeah.
I think that was a little bit of a nod to Area 51, but instead we have Area 1, right? Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I remember. We know the route length. And then, okay, so for loop, we're going to go over this and then going to create a fence, little fence. Let's create a fence. We're gonna do this, calling the API to create the fence. Then we get the ID back. We create the ID back, and okay, let's put a name. Let's put the coordinates. I mean the route sub count, I think. Yeah, and let's take the fence. Okay, we have the name, we have the location, and I'm missing something.
Do we need the radius? Yeah, we need the radius.
The radius.
So it's 200-meter radius.
200. Let's put 200. Yeah. And then this create fence. Let's make it return the ID, and then we can just store them for now.
Yeah.
So we can delete later maybe. So let's see. We can.
Also, yeah, fun tip: the API uses metric. So if you want 200 feet, it's not 200 feet; it's 200 meters.
So true. Okay, so current fences. Let's add this ID so we can have it for later. Yeah. And then the name we're gonna send. We
do want to store the name also.
Yeah, no. We're gonna send and create the name. We call it fence 1, fence 2, or delivery 1, delivery 2. Let's see, maybe delivery count value. Delivery 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. Yeah, and then this displays the fences for route. Then now we have to create the fence itself. And for that, we have to go to the API, because I don't remember exactly how to create it, but we're gonna do it here for now. Create fence, which is the function over here, and we have a name. We have a position, I think, or it's a lat long position, and then we have a radius, right? And let's take a look at our API. I'm gonna save this.
We'll go check out the API too.
Correct. I don't remember anything. So how do we create a fence? This is the fences service. We're going to list the fence, get the fence details. We're going to add a new fence to a project, create multiple fences, assign multiple projects, delete fence. I think we just missed that. Is add the fence to the
We're gonna add the new fence.
Correct. Base URL, geofencing number, project, the project ID, and then you put fence, you put this, and you put in the post body. You will send the name. You will send radius in meter if it's a point, and shape type. And I assume shape type should be circle. I am assuming it should be circle. Let me see if I in the samples here. So yes, but we have a real example here. All right. Okay, I think we can work with that. Let me see. So to create a fence. Okay, so that means we have to send a body. Let me just double check the body. Interesting. All right, body. Oh, what did I do? Body. Let me see. I missed it. What am I missing? This is function. Body. So for the body, as a sample, I lost it. Sure. I will copy here. let's see what can I change from here. Oh goodness, it's terrible. Terrible. Apologies. So this is easy. We say this is a name, right? Name is name. The name that we pass. Feature, the radius is radius. Yeah. Point, circle, and the coordinate is two numbers. This is negative. This is also this looks like a longitude.
Yeah.
So.
And we have lat long, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So we have to actually get in from there, like let me say, like
lat. We'll have to.
Long. This is the longitude.
You have to split it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to split it up.
We have them split up already, so.
Yeah, the latitude, and you can send properties as well. It's really nice.
So you can set the speed limit for the delivery driver.
That's one example. Let's. I will not for now.
For now, we won't. We don't need to.
We don't need properties. Yeah. So we already have a. Okay. No, this is the wrong location. We have a JSON object that represents the body that we have to send. Now we have to get the URL. Well, let me see if I can the URL. I know the URL starts for sure with HTTPS API TomTom.com. Geofencing, version number, project, and I have to send the project ID. So correct me if I'm wrong. Projects, the project ID is this, and then fence. Okay.
And then the API key as well.
We already have it already here because it's stored in the beginning of the file. And let me see. I'm missing something.
Do you need the API key as well?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Okay, let's set the project ID. And then
I think it said we have fence. Yeah, fence and API.
Question mark. And then we can pass the API key. That means I assume it's called key. I assume correctly, obviously. API key. I just don't miss that. And then we have to pass the admin key.
Yep.
Yeah. Your admin key. So admin key is called admin key, I suppose.
I believe so. Admin. Yeah, admin key. I think admin key.
Admin key equal, and then I think we already have it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, admin key.
Should we double check?
Okay, so
looks good though.
Yeah, this is the API key that we were also supposed to be using. We have the admin key here. From previous, we used to have a fence, but we don't need that.
We don't need the,
Yeah, we just need the project ID. Very good. So where were we? Yeah,
so
this is a URL. Now we're using the fetch URL, the fetch API, sorry, the fetch library. So I'm gonna fetch URL, and then we have to pass options, and those options I think it's a post, right? Quick double check.
Well, let's see.
This is a post. Yeah, it's a post. And in what format should I send the post? Okay. And in fetch, you always have to send the method, which is post, and then the body is. I think I have another sample.
Because we did use fetch before.
Yeah, here, like for this way, method post, headers, very important, and a body.
Yeah.
There it is. So user, we can do that method. A method post. Method post headers. Can we copy this thing? Headers. And then after the headers, well, this looks very not nice. And the headers, we have the body. And we are sending a body, and I think we have already a way to do that. The body is this, called body. But I think you have to convert it into a string in a JSON file. After JSON stringify, stringify. We post the body. Yeah. And I know that this will return a promise fetch, so we can get we can check it out, click it. So define a promise. Then response, for example, and then we can see the response. See how it looks.
We can test,
We can test, well, we create the fence, Okay.
All right.
Create the fence.
So we should be creating a fence now. It's not trivial.
No.
Which is part of what we talked about last time, which is why we split it up, right? Is because, the fences part could be quite complicated.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is to check. Check if the fence is actually created. When we say create the fence with this name, and that, and we're going to do that when we are displaying fence from root. We could create the fence here, and this guy display fences from root. We're going to pass the root when we create.
And we want to try and paint the fence, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can do that in a moment, because I also have a way to display a layer, so we can do the fence. Yeah. And that would be it, probably, very fast. So let me see. Where did we add the root? I lost the root thing. Oh, add the root.
It's easy to get lost.
Yes. So I have the root here, and the next thing will be, please display the fences from root 1, which is not displaying any fences actually. It's just created them.
Yeah.
But I want to check if they are created.
Well, that's why we create the fences, but that's right, Jose. It's a bit separate from painting the fence physically.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, we have the fence because we already have a layer. We have a function here called draw circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we copied that from before. What it does is it's using this it's hard to display circles using GFNGL in our map. So we have this library called Torf. I don't know if you remember. We use it to emulate a circle with having a polygon with many
side polygon. Yeah. Okay.
Many side polygon. It's a polygon.
It's a good interesting point, right?
Yes, and it's easier actually to display like this way because it will, when you have polygons in the map, it will scale with the zoom automatically. So it's make it easy. So with turf, you create a circle. You pass the center, which you already have here. We have the radius, and the options is in meters. How many steps is the polygons, right? And we have a name on it, and then I'll just add the layer with that name. Yeah, for example. So we can add that circle as well. Let's see. It's called, what I call it, draw circle, name, center, radius. Draw circle, name, center, radius. So, okay. So when you finish to create a defense, which is right here, I can ask him to draw circle. Yeah, and the name is the same name. I am assuming I'm putting here the parameter. Yes, name. And then the center is the same center that we have passed here in coordinates. And the radius is called radius, for example. And I think we have already too much code. We have to see how it looks.
It's time to see how it looks.
Yeah, I have to go slowly. So we have this. Okay, we just got reload. Okay, the first thing is going to do is to add the root, and it will do all the operations, and we have something.
What do we have? Oh, so we see the geofences.
Yeah,
and you can see the many-sided polygon actually as well.
Wait, but we just executed the API code. We don't know if we actually were successful.
That's true. We just see the fences.
You see the one because we asked to draw them. We have to go in Postman and check if the fences what's my get report list fences. If this one, I'm gonna send fences, and yes, we have created the fences. Very nice. 1, 2.
Order is
yeah. They are created, and they are not in the right order, but I don't think that matters. But there they are. Actually, they are in what order is this? I created 0, and then 1, and 2, and 3.
Okay.
Okay. I assume they're correct, but here they are. Yeah.
So then we basically we've set the route. We set the waypoints, which is each delivery stop, and then we created the fences. So the most complicated part was really setting and creating the fences, because we have to set them, and now we know that in Postman that they're actually there, and we also drew them physically so you can actually see on the map that they're there.
Correct. So he can see, okay, this is the radio, and this is like, I think 200 meters. Yeah, it's 200 meters.
Yeah, and so that's the 200 meter radius from the waypoint being at the center.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. We have the fence created. Let's see the history. Let's delete the history then.
Okay.
Let's go to the delete history location. And I'm gonna delete the list history location, and I'm going to see that there are no record of this, because I want to see if it's
fresh. Start fresh.
Fresh. Yeah. Let's reload. Good. We have no history at all. So what we're going to do now, while we're here, we're going to start. Let's say you start assuming that your driver start here, and then come here, and then turn around, U-turn because it's the wrong way, and then go here and start here, the levers, and then the next one he has to go this way because he doesn't know that it's the wrong way or something. I don't know.
The driver gets lost.
Driver gets lost, and he's driving here, and then at different times. Well, at this speed, the system might be thinking you're doing 300 kilometers per hour.
A warp speed.
Or speed. So
alien
let's
speed.
see. You had to say. Okay, let's see. Oh, there it is. We have some history happening here. Good. So it's important to make sure that this is still working. Yep. No problem. Now, what we have to do is the following. Now, we're going to the notifications API, and we're going to create a group. We are going to create a group that has. Okay, let me just go to the notification, because I created that once in advance, but I have to explain. So we have the configuration service, we have the options, group setting, and we have to create a contact group.
Yeah, the contact group that we have.
So a contact group is like this. It's a simple contact, but instead of having just say a name and an address, you have a name and you have a set of emails or a set of webhooks.
Yeah, and so this time, this time,
I think you can have.
Yeah, we worked with webhooks, right, to have it set up to where.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for webhooks, it's actually easier because if I'm using Slack or Microsoft Teams or my own application for the next episode that has to do with notification API, we're going to have our own service. We're going to have our own application running in the cloud that receives the webhook. So you will see it. Here, we kind of took the easy road and we add a webhook or Microsoft Teams. We have usually for work we use Microsoft Teams. We have a webhook out of it, and we created a channel in Teams that lists all the location notifications. So what we have to do is to create a contact group. It is a post, HTTP post, and we're going to pass a group a name, the web URLs, and the emails if you want it. In this case,
in this case, we did the webhook set up for Teams instead. Yeah.
We use emails, but I don't want to risk it because I want this to be fluid.
Yeah.
Emails take longer. Webhook is quite fast. Let's take a look. So Postman, let's go to Postman. There is a create contact group here. And I think I already created one.
And now we see
before. Yeah, okay, this is our webhook that we're using. And don't worry, it will be deactivated in a couple of days, so some people will not be spamming us on this.
But this is actually where Jose added me to the group so I could see the notifications come in. So while Jose's been working with the fences, I could actually see in the last part where we place the car within the geofence and travel within the geofence, we can actually see where it was, and it actually pushed a notification that I could see.
That is true.
So I can actually show it real quick too if we want to.
Oh, it's good. It's good idea. Good idea.
Let's show it. So let's see. And so you can see that in Austin time at 12:56, we named the car ET because, of course, we did. Was dwelling in the area, and so that it basically registered the point that our car was actually inside the geofence for the one that registered on Postman.
Okay, allow me to interrupt. You're telling me that you were already receiving notifications while I was moving around.
Yeah.
That means, the alert rule was already created.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. So I have to show you how to create it as well.
Here, I'll switch it back
I think we went too far.
Yeah.
okay, but it's great. It's great point. So in order to create an alert rule, of course, when we create the contact group, we got an ID. We take this ID that we can see here. Are you looking at my screen now? I assume? Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to create an alert rule. Let's go back to the developer portal, and go to the Geofencing API, there is a section called the alert service, and we're going to create a transition alert rule. The transition alert rule, of course, is the post. What it does is to join together all the elements to create the messaging. Yeah. So first we get it a name for the alert type. Here, for example, let me just zoom here. We can select what object do we want to follow, to track. What is the name, the ID of your project, and you want to track which fence and what kind of transition do you need. Now, I'll tell you that if you know the object that you want to track, it's okay. We already have it, but in this case, you can also pass an star, asterisk, they call it, star, and that means every object that belongs to your API key, to your admin key, to be honest. If you can start in the projects, to all your projects, fence, you can also pass a star, and that means all the fences in your project. Transition types, you can say this all, that means you want to see when it goes in, when it goes out, and when it dwell. You can also get notification that the object is like lying down for a couple of seconds or minutes, and you know that before stopping, you stay someplace, and later on it start moving. So you can notify, oh, now it started moving, something changed. Yeah, he was dwelling in certain location, and now continue.
Yeah, and those are the notifications that we saw too, and we can always, especially if we're running low on time, we can always put more of the notifications into we'll talk a lot more about notifications in the notifications episode that we have too.
Indeed. And the last one, notification group, is the group that cannot be a wild card. That has to be the one that we just created in here in the contact group, that ID that we have here. Yeah. Once when you get there, let me see if I can Postman. We created an alert rule. Let me see the bodies. You see, we're passing in this case for the we created. The name is our friend alert rule. All objects, all projects, all fences, all transitions with my notification.
And that's why you saw all the notifications coming in, because I was getting just any fence.
It was already created in the system.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I should have done that. Not before, sorry about that.
But that's okay, we'll always recover it, and we'll also, I know we said this at the beginning of the stream, but I know we want to put a way to access this Postman collection, so we're thinking that we'll add it to the Twitch stream under its own bit.ly maybe, in the About section. So maybe we link it up so people can use it, right?
Yeah.
And so that way you
Okay,
can always
and
play around with the notifications yourself, and we'll come back and we'll have our episode specifically on notifications later on as well.
yes, only detailing all this type of notification, because we can have different type of notifications for, we're gonna try emails, we're gonna try,
we'll try
not the
emails.
webhooks for different objects. Yeah, we have another plan for that. Of course, all of this can be modified later on, because we can update the transition alert rule. We can change if you want to do another group or another group of contacts, or we can change that you want to only use certain fences or certain objects from now on, etc. We could do that a little bit later in the other episode. Yeah. So I suspect that you Olivia had already the view for the notification when it's moving.
The view as in I would get the notification as it moves each time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So every time we're here, the rule gets in, and then when we go out,
then I see at 104, I see 3 notifications.
Already?
Yeah. So it's very fast actually. So our webhook that we have connected to Teams actually sends me a Teams notification. So I have 3 already from the 3 movements that we did. And
you're already streaming that your screen right now?
I'll show it right now.
Yeah. So I will be
now
moving.
We can see here.
So
keep moving the car.
I will move in the car through it, and then let's see if I am getting close by to my next delivery here, and I'm about to enter a fence round, and in the fence. Did you get notification?
I still have the ones from 104. Oh, so now you see new messages, so it's starting now. So there's a little bit of a delay, but now you see delivery 3. So now we see
like 1 second.
Dwelling in delivery 3. So it's actually pretty quick. So we go 104, and now I'm getting them all of them at once. Yeah. I'm
going out now of the fence. Now you say that you're out of the delivery 3.
Yeah,
I think.
and then we see the timestamp when you exited the zone.
So what is this good for? So you can see if you have your fleet of delivery cars, you can use it for any type of deliveries in the delivery set.
And get the push notifications.
Exactly. You can write the push notification saying, okay, it's entering the area. You can in your backend then inform your customer, okay, something is coming over in a couple of minutes. And you can see also as well using the location history API. And this notification say, okay, my car is dwelling in this address for over an hour. What's going on? Is something happened, or he went for lunch?
Yeah.
Or stop.
Why is the car still here?
Motorcycle delivery. Sometimes get a small break, and you can control and manage your fleet like that.
Yeah.
So you see, and for all these backend problems, you don't have to do any code. It's all REST APIs, very easy in exactly what we did right now. Yeah, for the application, a simple application, for example. I'm really, really looking forward to the next one actually, because that we're gonna do a little more complex. We're gonna do this that time with more code to actually control with more backend stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then next episode will also be we'll do POI details with photos. So we'll do a little bit of a topic shift, but that's what we have coming up later this month.
Yes, we have a new version of the SDK for web version 6, and that already includes a POI layer on top by default, so we can zoom in the map. You also will see this is this actually is still using version 5. We should switch to version 6 now. You can have more POIs, more point of interest, restaurants, universities, cafes, shops, everything here, and it's very interactive. When you click on it, you can open information about the point of interest, about the places. You can get pictures, you can get ratings, you can get reviews, opening time.
That will be a fun one. I'm excited for that one.
It will be a very interesting one. Make it look like a full-fledged map service, location-based application for your application, for your web app. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. Very nice.
So
okay.
Yeah, if you like the episode, definitely watch our recaps, or if you want other info, also watch our YouTube videos where we have recaps of all the devisodes and the hints and tips too if you get stuck.
Exactly. Well, that was it for today. I hope you liked it, and join us next time.
Yeah, come see us next time later this month.